This is Absolutely Essendon. It's our Around the Grounds edition. That opening, have we got the rights to use that?
Apparently not. Yeah, apparently not. We got a bit of a slap across the wrist from our good friends down at YouTube. Hello, guys.
They are the
I
overlord.
don't know whether it was for the intro sequence, which is that newsreel type of thing, but
or just bad content.
Could have been.
Yeah. They were just disgusting.
Yeah, it wasn't up to their standards.
Yes, lofty standards.
But we're back.
We are, and we're covering random sports events from around the world. Have a little bit of a chit chat. See what we can.
Look, just on that, a couple of people said,
look,
I thought this was an Essendon channel. Why are you guys going off and doing non-Essendon
did they?
related?
I didn't see
that.
Well,
it was like, the season's bad when they're not talking about Essendon anymore. Well, that's not the case, right? For a start, we will talk about Essendon. But you know what? This is hard work doing these channels, and you like to mix things up for our benefit. We're interested in all sorts of sports, right?
Yes, that's right.
And we just thought we would share.
There's only so much we can talk about Brad Scott, isn't there?
Yeah, well, there's going to be even less talk about Brad Scott the way he's going. Patrick Voss, anybody?
Anyone?
Two. Kane Baldwin, anybody? Hey, no, Brad. All right. Okay. So I think what we like to do is have a bit of a laugh at the sports around the world, because nothing's quite as great as our magnificent game of Australian rules football.
No.
So it's all all open for ridicule,
and
we shall do our best.
We shall. Yep. Yeah, we're always going to try our best. Let's kick off with the Ashes. So that test, the fourth test, got called off because of the rain. Was it day 5? I didn't really keep close an eye on
depending on who you ask, the washout happened after the actual test match with the amount of salty English tears that were being spilt at the drawn result. Because
they didn't take it well?
No, because they thought it was their natural birthright to win the last 3 test matches, and we have, again, unfairly denied them that opportunity because of the rain. And, they're even blaming people in Australia doing rain dances. That's just not in the spirit of cricket, is it?
Have they?
So they're very salty, and there is nothing more delightfully funny than an entire nation of whinging Poms losing their shit.
Yeah, they certainly have.
That's been a highlight for me in terms of the sporting calendar.
Yeah.
And the Aussies have started the 5th and final test at the Oval in London, and we've already got those bastards on the rope.
Oh, really? Yeah, I wouldn't want to get into a London cab at the moment with that just happened, because I always found whenever I was in London, you jump in a cab, they hear the Aussie accent, the conversation always goes to the cricket. Always.
Does it?
Yes. That was my experience.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it would. But the thing is, the English, it's a kind of a problem they've got accepting the fact that they're no longer the empire they once were. Back in the colonial days when they were raping and pillaging the New World.
Pinching lands.
They don't really like the colonies coming back over to the old dart and giving them one.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to hopefully a win in the 5th test, and we'll be able to shut them down once and for all.
Because if they win, though, we won't hear the end of it.
We still retain the Ashes, so up yours.
But they'll feel like they've been hard done.
Too bad.
Okay.
Hey, scoreboard.
Hey.
All right. That's all that matters.
Okay, let's get on to FIFA World Cup, the Women's World Cup, and the Matildas.
The biggest game in town at the moment is the FIFA Women's World Cup, and I think the Matildas played Nigeria.
They did, and they went down. They went down. They got the first goal, but ended up going down 3-2. Jeez. Tragedy for the Australians.
Well, I think Nigeria is slightly better credential than Ireland. If I'm not terribly mistaken.
No, they were in fact the lowest ranked team in the group.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Aussies were expected to win.
Who else is in our group, do you know? No idea?
Yeah.
Okay, well there you go. We're really across this, aren't we?
Yes.
So we lost 3-2, but...
Yeah, no, it's Canada. And so we play Canada on Monday, but we'll get to that. We lost 3-2.
That's a do-or-die game, isn't it?
It is very much.
The Canucks.
Bigger than Essendon versus the Swans.
Oh.
And the...
Where's that being played?
Marvel Stadium.
Is it at the Rectangular?
Oh, no, yes. The last game is being played in Melbourne at the Melbourne Rectangular Stadium.
Well, why is it called that?
Well, I had to look that up because I'm like, where the fuck like that? Surely that's going to be the most Googled search
in
Melbourne this weekend. Yeah, it's Amy Stadium.
Rectangular.
It's Amy Stadium, but because of the whole FIFA sponsorship deals, you can't say Amy Stadium.
Right. So what are all the other stadiums then?
So you're going to have people turning up at just fucking all sorts of places over the weekend.
Anywhere that's shaped like a rectangle.
Yeah, exactly. Anywhere.
Oh, that's really sensible.
Yes.
Well, no wonder that sport's dying.
Yes, but no Sam Kerr, and I don't know if she'll be back because she has got an injury, and
Yep, she has.
2 to 4 weeks, apparently.
Is that what they're saying? What? She's on the injury list down at the Bombers? You won't see her. She's dead.
They should call in.
She's gone.
If they've called in the Don's physio, we will never see her
2
again.
to 3 weeks for the great Sam Kerr.
Yeah.
So she will play no part in these finals.
not in these group games. So they need to get to the finals without her, unfortunately.
Fat chance.
And so
they lost to Nigeria, so
yes,
no chance.
They need to get up against Canada. I think there's, as always, with the great game of soccer, there's always a mathematical chance that if they draw, kick enough goals, they might still go through. But that's just far too much. Too much of a headache.
So, of course, if we were English, we would be calling that not in the spirit of football that she's injured, and that the whole competition should be put on hold until Sam's calf muscle has recovered. Yeah. Yes, that would be the English response to that.
That is.
So we play Canada. Do you know when that game is?
On Monday. Monday evening.
If you're watching this, that's about 3 days away.
Otherwise, make it down to the rectangular stadium.
That's not the one in Altona.
Support the... That's not a bad stadium.
Is there one in Altona?
Yeah, I think so.
This is baseball stadium?
Yeah. There's half a stand. Anyway,
all right,
let's get on to swimming.
And that's been the news of the week, in case you haven't noticed.
The Aussies are good in the pool. Geez, they're good in the pool.
You know, look, why else would we watch Olympic sports unless, if the Aussies weren't at least half decent at swimming? We have a chance at winning the odd medal at the Olympics with our Dolphins, I think they're called, or are they the porpoises? I'm not sure. The Dolphins. The whatever they're called.
Is the Aussie swim team called the Dolphins?
I think so. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
But we have had an incredible week in the pool up in Fukuoka.
Yeah.
And you want to be really careful how you say that.
Is it Tokyo?
I thought that was, isn't it? Or Fukuoka?
I've never been to Fukuoka. I've been to Tokyo.
It's in Tokyo. I don't know. It's in Japan somewhere. Okay. Right. And
have you been to Japan?
I have actually. Yes.
Really?
Yes, I've been.
How'd you go with the sushi? Because you're not a raw fish kind of guy.
It's funny you should say that because the one meal I did have in Tokyo was a live lobster.
Right.
That it had its back peeled off, but it was still alive.
Right.
And popped on the table, and people were just cutting bits of it out whilst it was sitting there, going, "Please, I'm still alive."
Yeah.
Not going back.
Yeah, no, that's hard to stomach.
That's an acquired
Did you put some down? Did you pretend to enjoy it?
No, I'm not going to eat an animal that's screaming at me on the table.
So
don't eat me.
That sounds like a major.
But all respect to the Japanese.
Major cultural snub. Let me guess. That deal didn't.
They're not
happen.
big on foreign. They're not big on 4 and 20s. So it goes both ways.
Did that deal happen?
Imagine if we served the 4 and 20 raw.
Right.
All right.
With a lid off.
Yeah, forget it. Back to the swimming. We have got some superstars in the swimming pool.
We do.
And, I mean, we all know about the great Ariana Titmus.
Yes.
She's a phenomenal Olympic champion.
Great talent.
And,
great talent.
You know,
a very excitable coach, too.
She smashes world records like we shall peas, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah.
And then, of
Loves
course...
a PB.
But she was beaten in a race by another Aussie girl, Molly O'Callaghan. And I think Molly's 18 years old. That's incredible. And broke a world record.
Yeah.
I mean, God, what were you doing at 18?
Very little.
Yeah, likewise.
Not breaking world
Learning
records,
how to get pissed and eating a souvlaki afterwards. That was about the best I could do.
More the souvlaki.
So the swimmers are doing really well. That's something to be super proud
of. Very proud of.
I think we're coming second in the medal tally. Even the United States is behind us. The Chinese are like 600 gold medals or something.
Are they juicing? All right, okay.
Moving right along.
Just arms across the ocean.
Stephen Dank now working for the Chinese swimming team. Now,
I wanted to talk about... the weapon's there. I saw him in the background. Just...
trying to get some muscles on those little Chinese girls. Actually, the little Chinese girls are bigger than the little Chinese men.
Oh, mate, I'd love to be built like one of those Chinese swimmers.
They are.
Mate, I'd give anything for that.
I wish we had a few in the half-back line at Essendon. Now, talking about the round ball game, back to that for a second.
Oh, okay. We're jumping around.
You guys might have heard of a French player called Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah, he is a star.
Who plays for Paris Saint-Germain in the Ligue 1, in the French league. Now, Kylian has just been offered a deal, well, the Paris Saint-Germain have been offered the deal, transfer fee of 495 million Australian dollars to go and play in the desert.
Right.
In the Saudi league.
The Saudis.
So 495.
I love a bit of sports washing.
Well, yeah, I mean, we'll come to that. But 495 million. Now, just to put that into some context, the total salary cap of all 18 clubs in the Australian Football League is 243 million. So $250 million more just to get this guy to sign a contract.
I mean, you talk about bang for your buck. Don't you get more value? Well, you get more enjoyment out of the AFL, don't you?
I mean, that's about 600 odd players.
Wait till the rest of the world discovers the AFL.
Well, they won't be coming to play here for the money we pay them.
There won't be that. Oh, no, they wouldn't come here for that.
No,
oh, God,
no. But, I mean, that's just ridiculous. And I think with the potential to earn about $1 billion over 3 or 4 seasons, I mean...
Is he going to take it?
And Mbappe is still quite young. I think he's like 24, 25. So it's not like a Ronaldo who went to Al Hilal.
Who is in the twilight of his career.
So he's got to make some bucks while he can still walk. But, you know, Mbappe...
He's not going to take it.
He won't take it. No. I think he's even threatened to sit out a year if he has to. So his contract with Paris Saint-Germain is expiring next season.
Right.
And he will just walk out of the club on a free transfer, most probably to Real Madrid.
Right.
So, but we'll see how that plays out.
Well, you know, a player at the other end of his career is Lionel Messi. He was offered apparently...
The Argentinian Puma.
Yes. Is that what he...
No.
Is it? No. Okay. So he was offered over $1 billion US... I think for 4 years, 1.4 bill for 4. Think about that.
That was his salary.
Think about that. Tax free, my friend. As we know.
In the US.
As we know.
In the US.
No, US dollars. US dollars to go to Saudi.
To go to Saudi. Yeah, right.
Yes.
Because you've had a bit of time in the Middle East, haven't you?
Haven't you?
Tax free.
Haven't you?
Well, I know you have.
Right. Well, I mean, you know, you want to be careful there living in the Middle East, especially in Saudi.
You do. You know, be careful not to flip the bird at anybody. In Saudi, you'd be beheaded for that.
Yes. No public displays of affection.
None of that.
As I learned the hard way.
Pretty hard for a highly paid professional footballer, I would have thought, to not have his girl, his wag, fawning all over him in public.
Exactly.
She will lose her hands for that.
She's only human. Yeah.
I'm not sure we can say that, but we can actually. It's Saudi Arabia. You can say what you like.
Yeah.
Bonesaw Central.
They might come for us. Exactly.
Yeah. Don't go to the Turkish embassy in a hurry.
Right. So if they ever invite us in for a meeting,
guys, we love your show.
We love it.
Can you pop over?
Please.
No accents, but it's Saudi Arabia, so you can do what you like.
But no, so we'd never accept that because that poor journalist that went to that embassy.
Yes, we won't discuss that.
Okay,
but,
all right.
Mbappe,
okay.
But you talk about Messi.
But yes,
Messi.
So anyway, so my point is he got offered that but rejected it. And why did he reject it? I hear you ask.
Doesn't like the sun?
Well... He loves
allergic to sandflies.
Loves public displays of affection.
He must.
He did it because there was a deal happening at is it Inter Miami?
That's where he's at David Beckham's team.
Obviously, they couldn't match anywhere near
Inter Miami. That's a
of,
bit of a rip off of the Internazionale.
It is a little. They're trying to sort of
sound European.
It's kind of Miami.
Well, it's a very sort of Spanish speaking town, Miami. So maybe that's from the Internazionale.
Maybe.
The Spanish,
okay. Yeah. I'll let you. You've joined the dots very well there. So anyway,
my Spanish is pretty good.
He's rejected that money. Why? They couldn't obviously match it. They're not Saudis. They haven't got that.
They get 5 people and their dogs turn up to those games in America.
However,
so how did he get the money?
They do. Well, he cut a deal because over there, the games to watch the games you have to subscribe through Apple.
Yeah.
So he's gone for this
Sweatshop Central.
He's gone for this sort of deal. He said, "Okay, I'll take
Tim Cook.
I'll take it. Yes, directly, may I say,
or as Mr. Trump calls him, Tim Apple."
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, that's funny.
Little dyslexic.
That's funny. He said to Mr. Cook, he said, you guys are earning fees off the subscription.
Of course they are.
Guess what? I am the content.
That's their model.
I'm the content.
He's the content.
Yes.
Not the other 400 players in the competition.
Yes. Well, probably as much as the 400 players in the competition. So
he's humble, isn't he?
He's asked for a share of the residuals from the subscription as part, as a bonus on top of his salary.
Right.
And I think that over the next 4 years, he's...
Don't tell me. It would make about 100 million for him.
But it could be very close to that 1.4 billion.
What?
It could be.
Compared to what the Saudis were offering.
Yes, and he gets to live over there in Miami rather than downtown Riyadh. So
Jeddah.
or wherever it may be.
Yeah, well, no wonder he's knocked the Saudis on the head. I mean, of course, it had nothing to do with any sort of political position or sense of human rights. It was always about the cash.
Don't be ridiculous. He's got tax bills that he's still paying off, him and his old man, when they were working the books.
That's right, because they were under investigation in Spain,
They were. Allegedly.
I don't think you're watching.
Okay, it's unlikely that anyone's watching. Okay, but and I think while we're talking sports sponsorships, if I may just continue the point, I think he was inspired by the Roger Federer deal with Uniqlo, because Roger was 3 years ago, twilight of his career, not playing many tournaments, always trying to get his knee right, his back right. No, washed up is a very harsh term for a champion like that. But let's just say there was minimum game time.
Right.
And so Nike didn't offer him much. I think it was 10 mil per annum for maybe 2-3 years. That's
insulting.
Yeah, for him.
For Roger Federer. How many 20-odd, Grand Slam titles?
Yeah. They weren't offering much
10 mil.
So his manager said, let's go talk to Uniqlo. They're keen to do some sponsorship.
The clothing brand. Yeah.
The Japanese clothing brand.
Yeah.
So he went down to Fukuoka. No, I don't know where their office is, but he went and met with them, and the deal was as follows. I think they basically matched that sort of annual
the 10
sponsorship
million
deal. I think close
to.
So
you should have just walked out the door at that stage.
Yeah, no.
What?
No. He asked for 3% equity in the company.
So, sorry, because not everyone's as business-minded as you are. 3%.
It's like shares in the company, basically.
3% ownership.
Yes,
of
the company.
A global super brand,
yes.
Uniqlo. I think they're in Australia, aren't they? Are they in Australia?
Of course they're in Australia.
I'm not sure.
They are. They're all over Australia.
We know nothing about retail brands, but so he got a 3% stake in a business that's probably valued at, well, I would imagine over $50 billion.
Here's the point: the value of Uniqlo has grown quite well in the last 3 years, where the value of his 3% is worth, I hear you ask, over $1 billion.
You're kidding me.
Was that a good deal?
And he doesn't play tennis. At least Messi's playing.
He just turns up at Wimbledon in his sports coat.
Was it a Uniqlo? He wears the gear, I guess,
does a lot of waving. Yeah, I don't know how the deal works.
Yeah, that stuff falls apart after 3 wears.
I was just very impressed with
that. Having said that, if they want to talk to us, we're all ears. We're all ears.
Uniqlo, please.
But that is incredible. So these guys, these ex-sportsmen are taking their brand, their Roger Federer brand or Lionel Messi brand, and they're cashing in at a corporate level with these kind of sort of equity deals or some sort of revenue sharing type deal. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. So now they would argue they're sharing the risk, but I think they're backing themselves to pull the crowd.
So here's a question. Sorry, finish off what you're going to say.
No, that's it.
All right, I was just going to ask you then. So where to for Dyson Heppel?
Oh, okay. So he marched into the boardroom at Amart and said, right, I don't go back out next year
unless he gets a lampshade.
Unless I get a Jason recliner. Yeah, all right. Fucking wait for me to.
I'm sorry.
I got to lob up my own gags and fucking smash them away.
All right, let's start again. So where to for Dyson Heppel?
Okay, so I'm not doing that again.
So he's going to go into the boardroom at Amart.
No, I'm not doing the gag again. It's fucking gone. It's over.
No, it's still there. I'm telling you. You just got to find a new angle.
They're not fucking there. It's over. They've switched off.
That's so much potential. That gag. I swear to God.
Just because you always just got to jump in, all right?
Well, it's a gut reaction. Yes. I don't know. I can't help myself.
Okay.
All right? I'll see you in the trailer afterwards.
Where do we...
So that's
Where do we go from
here? I think
here?
we just wanted to wrap up and just talk about, brawling in sports is a common thing. Sometimes in a game of football, tensions run high, a few fists get thrown. Well, not so much these days, but
they do.
You get a bit of argy-bargy. And I just wanted to quickly, if I could just ask you to look at this piece of footage.
Right.
And this is a game of professional volleyball in Japan where things
huge sport.
Massive sport.
Huge following worldwide.
And it was getting a little heated.
Right.
And the fight was about to go completely ballistic, and one player, well, I'll let you watch the video and you can see what happens.
Right.
And there you have it. There you go. So I'm looking forward.
A great approach.
I'm looking forward to Jordan De Goey and Patrick Cripps sharing their love for each other.
Hey, I'd like to see Toby Green and Draper.
Sam, actually, he'd have to get a stepladder to get up there. All right, guys. Well, look, and then this has been a bit of a dog's breakfast, but
dog's breakfast is what we do.
But anyway, we're trying to come up with something fresh, and hopefully you've enjoyed this. If not, please let us know, as always.
Please do.
And we look forward to seeing you again at the next episode of Around the Grounds.
Yes.
Coming to a computer screen, iPad, mobile phone near you.
Thanks again for watching.
Cheers.
Appreciate it.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
See ya.